The campaign ad certainly made it seem that you were living in that trailer. It was a high point of the commercial, but you're at the Hotel Bel Air. So kind of undo that for us.
No, to be clear, that is where, excuse me, that is where I live. That's where Karen Bass, Mayor Bass, burned down my house. That is where I will live until I have a new house.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So what we have here is a political hit job by TMZ, which is a Democrat media establishment. And what they're doing here, they're coming to the rescue of Mayor Karen Bass, who's been the mayor of LA, and she completely wrecked the city. And she's declining in the polls, while Spencer Pratt, who's opposing Mayor Karen Bass, is surging in the polls. And TMZ decided to come out of nowhere with this political hit job that completely backfired. And I have the polls to show you that was conducted by TMZ themselves that show that this political hit job is not going over as they intended. Because what they're trying to do, they're trying to create the narrative that Spencer Pratt, who lost his home and is currently homeless, that he's somehow lying about his situation. And here we have that video of Spencer Pratt reacting to this question by TMZ. Play clip.
Be clear, that is where, excuse me, that is where I live. That's where Karen Bass, Mayor Bass, burned down my house. That is where I will live until I have a new house. The Airstream is a temporary facility. A hotel is a temporary facility. Where my kids are in Santa Barbara right now is a temporary housing. This is where I live as this is where they burned my house down. So this semantics or the nuance of this is the consequences of their failed leadership. And again, I don't live at the Hotel Bel Air. I don't live in the Airstream. I don't live in the Santa Barbara. I don't have a house. They burned it down. That is why I got into this race, because of these people that will burn your house down and act like it's no problem.
That is Spencer Pratt making it clear that he's homeless, and him staying in a hotel temporarily, that doesn't negate the fact that he lost his home, all because Mayor Karen Bass, she's incompetent, and he's not the only one. There are hundreds of people like him, and this is what TMZ want to focus on. And here we have TMZ still pushing that fake narrative, all because they're trying to protect Mayor Karen Bass. Play clip.
I hear what you're saying, and on the symbolism of your ad, that because of the fire, that you don't have a home, and I get that. But there's something to the point where you say in the ad, this is where I live, while you're standing in front of a trailer. I think the reason that ad was so effective with voters is because you did draw this visual comparison of where the mayor lives, where Nithya Raman lives, and where you live. So you're showing where they live, and then you're saying, this is where I live.
This right here is very disgusting, because what he's saying is, I do understand that you lost your home. However, you do not have the right to call out these politicians that are responsible for the catastrophe that happened. And that because you're not living in that Airstream full time, you cannot run on that platform to essentially call out these politicians for what they did. It's like me losing my car, my actual car, and I have a rental. Now you're saying, well, because a drunk driver wrecked my car, I do not have the right to speak out against drunk driving. That is what they're doing here. And it's to show you that this is a political hit job, and it is very despicable. But Spencer Pratt had the perfect response for this. Play clip.
I do, sir.
But
that is my house. That is
for the
my
last
house.
month and a half, you've been at the Bel Air Hotel.
I haven't been at the Bel Air Hotel for more than 6 days in the last month. This is all public.
Right, but but are you saying you live in that trailer?
I don't live anywhere, is what I'm saying. I don't have a house. They burned it down, Harvey. I don't have a house.
But why not say that? But Spencer, that would be really effective.
I do not get what these guys were trying to accomplish, because the guy lost his home. Spencer Pratt lost his home, while Mayor Karen Bass went to a wedding in Ghana. She was warned about the conditions, and she still left. And then when she got back, she mismanaged the entire thing, the whole thing, and there are hundreds of people who still haven't rebuilt their homes. And instead of focusing on that, TMZ is caught up on one simple little thing. Where do you currently live? Not focusing on the terrible job that Mayor Karen Bass has been doing. And TMZ thought that they did something good, but it completely backfired, because here we have a poll by TMZ where they ask, Would you consider Spencer Pratt's campaign ad misleading now that it's revealed that he lives in one of LA's premier hotels rather than the trailer on his lot? And they gave 2 responses for this poll. The first response, yes, tell the truth, and that came in at 7%, and no, his house is gone, and 93% of people said no, his ad is not misleading at all. So this completely backfired on TMZ. They thought that they did something good here, but people are saying no, it's not misleading at all. And many of you probably wondering why TMZ would go to such a length to essentially help Mayor Karen Bass. And it's simple, it's because Spencer Pratt is rising in the polls and Mayor Karen Bass is declining. And here I have a reporting to show you. Play clip.
New polling showing political outsider, former reality TV star Spencer Pratt making huge strides in this race for LA mayor. The independent candidate gaining 12 points since March, now trailing Democrat incumbent Karen Bass by single digits. Pratt's campaign in next month's primary gaining traction with voters. He highlights LA's homelessness crisis and failed leadership. He does it very artfully with a ton of social media and some pretty powerful ads, I think, have really helped this race for him quite a bit. Uphill battle in LA, to be sure. Let's bring in Jerry Baker.
As you can see, per the reporting, Spencer Pratt is gaining significant ground and is closing that gap between Mayor Karen Bass, and the Democrats are completely panicking because what they wanted Mayor Karen Bass and Nithya Raman to essentially be the primary candidates because they're both Democrats. Then 2 Democrats would be running against each other and then one would win. The Democrats, they wouldn't care. But because Spencer Pratt is a right-leaning independent, they're currently panicking right now, which is why you see the Democrats utilizing every resources they can to essentially discredit Spencer Pratt, including going to TMZ for this political hit job. And the next thing that I want to show you is the wokeness and ridiculousness of TMZ, because this video that I'm about to show you is of when Charlie Kirk got shot and President Trump came out and announced that Charlie Kirk passed away. And you can audibly hear people in the background. We're talking about TMZ employees cheering it on. And then TMZ came out and made this tweet. But let's watch this video. Play clip.
Janet, go to have somebody look at the Fox.
That what you just heard is alleged cheers for the death of Charlie Kirk. TMZ employees cheering that on. And then TMZ came out and made this tweet where they're saying, well, you know what? It wasn't cheers. It was a reaction to a high-speed chase, which in my opinion, I think that is false. But to show you how much this is backfiring, we have a whole bunch of people coming out reacting to this story by TMZ. But let's look at this first clip, then we'll watch a few more. Play clip.
Oh my goodness, TMZ is out with the scoop of the day that nobody in LA actually cares about. Spencer Pratt staying in a hotel. Here's a thought. Maybe he wouldn't need a hotel if his home didn't burn down along with the 6,000 others in the Palisades fire.
And here we have another one. Play clip.
Spencer Pratt is loved all around America right now. I tell you, boy, do you want to know the Democratic Party? They upset with Spencer because he's trying to fix Los Angeles, the city of fucking demons, apocalyptic Armageddon, District 9, Hunger Game shit. I tell you, boy, every time you go to Los Angeles, you want to make an immediate U-turn. Anywho, the Democratic Party right now, they upset. They trying everything in their hands and their power to destroy Spencer Pratt.
And here we have a reaction coming from Fox News as well. Watch this clip.
But you shouldn't film an ad in front of a trailer and say, I live in here.
That's what you're picking. You should also let your city burn down while you're in Africa. Jessica, she was in Africa when the city burned down.
Nice
there was
hotel.
no water in the reservoir. And you're mad about a campaign ad?
And do you want to relitigate how many hydrants were full of this or whose fault it actually was? I have not defended Mayor Bass on what
You just
happened.
sounded like you did.
No,
you just said, you know what, it's a Democrat town. By the way, it's not a Republican. He's running as an independent, and he just smoked both women at the debate so badly they surrendered.
And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about this whole TMZ political hit job that, in my opinion, completely failed, completely backfired. Also, if you missed out on that update where Hakeem Jeffries completely melted down on camera, I'm talking about he got visibly upset when a reporter asked him about losing in Virginia. Watch that clip. It's coming right up. Also, please consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.